Our world, our country, our community. For so long, we've divided ourselves by rivers, by cities, by walls, and by what we believe to be here or there. But this is changing. Progress is being made. Already, our future is rising on the banks of our past. It started with an urban transformation to preserve our architectural history. Eventually, our transformation helped to foster a vision of Northern Kentucky's future, a future leading us back to our river's past, present, and our future.
One thing that we have to remember about this whole area is that this area here, both sides of the river, at one point in the history of the United States, was the largest community west of the Appalachians. And why? Because of this river.
Well, the Riverfront Commons project is a great project that opens up our beautiful riverfront so that folks who are on foot, who are on bikes, or who are in wheelchairs will be able to enjoy it. And I am excited to think that not only will Kentucky families be using it, but this is going to be an attraction that's going to bring people from all over the country.
Our vision is for a sustainable urban environment that will not only enhance our historical neighborhoods in Newport, Covington, and Ludlow, Dayton, Bellevue, and Fort Thomas, but a vision which will provide a greenway connection to our current achievements, such as the Ascent, the Water's Edge, Harbor Green, South Shore, and the Purple People Bridge.
The river has been our greatest asset. It's the front door for many people to our whole community, so that if we don't maximize the use of that asset, we've missed a huge opportunity to really put on our best face.
Even more plans are taking shape. In Newport, Ovation will provide millions of square feet in office space, retail shopping, and urban living. Riverfront East, Center, and West will reshape the Covington waterfront, linking Ludlow to the rest of the river cities. In Dayton, Manhattan Harbor is envisioned to feature a marina, condos, and much more.
I think just the diversity of life and things to do. There's great parks in the suburbs, but oftentimes there's little else other than those parks, and you have to drive to those. And so for me, being able to walk outside and walk 3 blocks to a park or to get an ice cream or a coffee or something, it's a great draw.
The Brookings Institute recently did a study on what attracts young professionals to an area, whether that be millennials, Generation X, Generation Y, and we are attracted to walkability. And so specifically that means we're looking for density of housing units, we're looking for the ability to walk to a park and or retail, we're looking for the ability to walk to work, and we're looking for pedestrian-friendly opportunities. And I think that Riverfront Commons provides us with all of those.
Imagine a community united by parks, neighborhoods, and businesses. A vision of a community where cars are optional. A vision where restaurants and shops are just along the way as you bike or walk from a cafe on Bellevue's Fairfield Avenue to a restaurant at Newport on the Levee, or continue on to a show or a gallery. Or imagine taking an aerial tramway from Main Strasse Village to Bellevue Park for one of the most beautiful views in the region. Imagine strolling along the river, taking a water taxi to downtown Cincinnati for a Reds or Bengals game.
Northern Kentucky has a great advantage with a number of the things that are offered within the community. Increasingly, though, we are being asked by companies that are coming into the market, how green is your community? What types of outlets can you offer to my young workers who like to be outside, like to be doing adventurous type things? So we're not necessarily at a disadvantage, but I think in order to be competitive, we really need to keep up with what other areas of the country offer to their young talent force.
Riverfront Commons is more than just a path along the river. It is much more comprehensive and far-reaching. It is a vision which stretches the historic community of Fort Thomas, following a bike and walking path that leads to the river's edge through Dayton's Manhattan Harbor. A pathway that continues along Bellevue's riverfront, where it flows into Newport's Riverboat Row, the Levee, and the Newport Aquarium. Here, you can cross the Purple People Bridge or continue on the path to the proposed Newport Festival Park and onto the newly envisioned Licking River pedestrian bridge linking Newport and Covington. Bike and walking paths will continue down the Licking Greenway, providing urban adventure and natural wonders. Discover a regional asset once traveled by Native Americans, early settlers, and now weekend adventure seekers.
Without the fine arts, Cincinnati would just be another Columbus. And I'd say the issue here is, without utilizing this tremendous asset that we've got, Cincinnati's just going to be another Midwest town.
Imagine our Riverwalk continuing along Covington's Riverside Historic District, connecting to the murals and the newly designed Covington Landing, and onto a new park at Riverfront West. Then around the bend to Ludlow's historic neighborhoods, City Park, and related riverfront activities, and eventually extending along Route 8 to Boone County's extensive park system. Riverfront Commons is more than just a path or walkway. It's a new way of living, a new way of thinking, a new way of connecting our entire community. It's a new vision of our future.
The only thing that frustrates me sometimes living in northern Kentucky is that there is a sense of we are a lot of small communities. And so sometimes big ideas get lost in small communities. And I think that what we're talking about here is the realization that we are a very powerful group when we come together. And if this is a concept that makes sense to a lot of those communities, I think that the realization that it can be executed is a very real one. We have the power to come together with a vision to do anything that we want to do. It's a wonderful community. It's a community that comes together in so many tremendous ways. But there still is not that great gathering point that makes us unique as a community of small communities. And if you want to be big and you want to think big, you have to act big. And occasionally an idea comes along that makes sense on a lot of different fronts. But everybody has to buy in, and everybody has to say, this is our project. And if somebody can come up with a better project for drawing tourist dollars, for drawing interest to our community, for bringing in people that otherwise may not come to our side of the river, then I think they should put it on the table. If not, maybe this is the one you should support.
Our dreams may be bold, but our vision is clear.